We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
All right, so something happened earlier today.
Something happens every day.
All right, I was eating fajitas.
That happens every day.
I wish.
Yeah, no, me too.
Anyways, I cooked my own fajita meat yesterday, and I had some leftovers today. Anyways, I was eating it, and then all of a sudden there was this loud, like, crunch feel on my left side in my mouth, and, like, it's been in pain ever since. This happened, like, maybe 2.5 hours ago, and, like, it hurts bad. I got my wife to look, and there's no fucking crack or nothing in there. But, like, I was like, I want to fucking pull my tooth out.
Did you spit out something hard? Like you bit a piece of bone?
No, nothing in there. I even started chewing slowly on the other side with everything in there, and I never hit nothing.
That's so gross.
It hurts so bad.
There had to be something hard in there.
It has to be, but I have had some problems on that side. But what I'm wondering is, all right, you know, remember on a Castaway, where they're sitting there eating?
Are you gonna knock your tooth out with a skate?
Right, you know what I mean, though, right? And then all of a sudden he's like, oh wow, and they're all like, you got an olive pit, you know? And then he didn't. It just like it hurt, and he wasn't eating anything hard. He just ate. So I'm like, what the fuck? I need to call Tom Hanks and ask
him what that was.
What happened. I know this was years and years ago.
He's like, first of all, why do you have my number? Second, you know that's not real. I wasn't really on an island for 4 years.
Yeah.
But you do really eat.
I was like, yeah, but I thought I had a friend in you.
Tom Hanks is one of those guys that he seems like such a good guy and all that. I bet he like kills kids or something.
I was think he'd probably help me out.
No, he's too like.
He gives me the number of Dr. Spalding.
Even though he's fucking his wife. He's good with his hands, I've heard.
But
no, but
he's like at least a couple of fingers.
Yeah. But he seems to like Bill Cosby. It's like he seems like such a sweet guy. Meanwhile,
now she's an oral hygienist. Okay, anyway.
Oh shit!
Anyway, I need to go to one of those tomorrow. That's what I was trying to get at.
Oral hygienist.
All right, so
how do you say that?
I don't know where you were going with this, but hygienist.
That doesn't seem right.
Right?
Like hyenas
smoking.
It's like hyenas because the laughing gas.
Oh yeah. I hope they like knock me out, whatever it is.
That's what I always hear that commercial. It's like, come to my dentist office and we knock you out. You know they jerk you off. You know,
That's
dentists
what they say?
No, they don't tell you they jerk you off.
No, that they're gonna knock you out.
Yeah,
they're like, we'll jerk you off. I mean, we'll knock you out.
Then jerk you off.
That's in the. It's like this dentist will jerk you off, right?
No, 50 states. But I would be like, jerk me off before you knock me out. I don't want to not feel it. You know, I mean, maybe it's nice. I've never had a man jerk me off. I imagine it's better than a woman, though.
Well, they got little, like, female assistants.
They're usually hot. Like, dental, orthodontics and dental hygienists and all, those are always usually hot chicks.
It's like, bad breath? No problem. You know, like those bad credit.
Cum breath? My problem.
Oh, shit.
But they do a thing now because so many people are scared to go to the dentist.
In a sticky situation, we'll get you in another.
We'll get a sticky situation out of you. I mean, get you out of a sticky situation.
Okay, anyway.
Why doesn't a dentist have us writing ad copy for him?
I think I know why, right? If they thought about it, they definitely...
But really, though, like, when you go to the dentist, a lot of people are scared of the dentist. They're like, I don't know why. Because they give you shots in your mouth. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
But that's what that commercial is like. A lot of people have this fear, so we, like, put you to sleep. But it is common. Like, I've heard of a bunch of cases of dentists, like, you take, like, your teenage daughter, and he's, like, grabbing her tits while she's out.
What the hell?
Like, I've heard it a lot. I think it's more or less like they just do that.
They're like, hey, dentist or whatever, you know, doctor, dentist, whatever his name is, right?
Doctor.
Anyways, they're like, can I go back there with her? Let me see your daughter. Nah. Nah, we got this one.
You bring in your ugly daughter next week, he's like, come on back.
Please come back there. I'm going to need something better to look at.
I'd rather grab your tits.
All right, so anyways, also, this is something a little darker.
Darker than Dennis fucking your teenage daughter?
Well, I don't have a teenage daughter
No,
yet.
but you will in like 8 years or whatever, 10 years.
Yeah, 8, she'll be 13.
Yep,
That's
there you
18.
go. Don't take her to the dentist after she's 13.
Anyways, we'll have to go before. She's 12, and they're like, damn it.
Take her at 12 and then 20.
They're like, bring her next year. He's like, as dentists, we legally can't touch her until she's 13.
I can't grab 12-year-old tits. I'd like to, but I can't.
She's 12-teen. But,
She's 12 but eats a lot of carbs. We'll call it 13.
all right. Anyways, like, she's an old 12.
An old 12.
But, all right. Anyways, so I've been thinking a lot lately. You know, like, I'm only 32. You're, what, 36, 37 almost?
Yeah.
So,
6.5.
So, I feel like just everything's breaking.
Oh, dude,
You know what I
gets
mean?
bad. Your balls get longer, your knees start hurting.
Oh, no, my knees here and there, ankles is really.
How
the
much
main
longer
thing.
are your balls than they were a decade ago?
You always like measure it this way, but I don't. You got like a little like chart down your leg, right?
I have something long in my pants. I like to talk about it.
But anyways,
It's not the thing I want, but
I don't
it's there.
have any issue with that. But I mean, my ankles is one, and then like the side of my leg, and it's just like I'm just sore all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's too like. So when I was,
We got some like 70-year-old listener or something. He's like, fuck
they're
you.
like, "Fuck you, you kids." So when I was,
Fuck you.
all-
Right? He's
I
got one of
was-
those things.
you with your voices, damn millennials. When I played football like my whole life up until I was 19, and like I had like injuries or like like big hit bruise, like my whole leg was black from a bruise, and then the next day I'm just like mowing the yard, like
Yeah.
it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's now like seriously,
That's Tom Hanks too.
yeah. I walked. Me and my son walked about 2.5 or 3 miles the other day. Like I got home from work and I was like, "Hey, you want to go for a walk?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's 5 for the listeners. So we go, and I'm wearing like work boots and jeans and stuff. I was like, "Let's walk." But he never wants it to end. So we walked about 2.5 or 3 miles. Later that evening, after I'd sat down for an hour in the recliner, like I couldn't get up.
Oh yeah.
And he's running around the house playing. I was like, "Colin, come here, buddy." I was like, "Are your legs sore?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "From the walk?" And he's like, "What walk?" And I'm like, "The long walk." He's like, "Oh yeah, no." And I'm like, I was crippled. I couldn't walk. And I'm in my mid-30s. It's not like I'm an old man.
Yeah.
A 3-mile walk. I mean, you wouldn't even think of that when you're like 20.
Yeah.
You'd walk 3 miles just to the store just to like hang out with your friend and walk home. But yeah, it happens, dude. My knees.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah. You have 2 houses. But my knees, like, just regularly, I'll be walking and it buckles backwards. Like, it gives out. And I never had big
I don't
knee
have
problems.
that issue, but I think you need to go get that checked
No,
out.
I know. I think what's going to happen is I have one bad hip and one bad knee.
They're like, you got tennis knee. You're like, that's a thing? It is now. Right?
I'm patient 0 for tennis knee. No, I mean, partially I probably should weigh about 80 pounds less than I do. That's one thing for sure. But, yeah, it just... And I've heard it a few times, but I've never had, like, bad knees.
Yeah.
Like, when I was young and I was, like, at like, playing sports and stuff, I never had bad knees.
If you go to the
now I
doctor,
do.
that's what they're going to say. They're not going to look at anything else. They're like, need to lose weight. Check.
Well, they're right.
Yeah, no, but that's what they're going to say.
There's no... A 36-year-old that weighs $175 doesn't have bad knees unless he has bad knees.
Yeah.
They didn't just come on... It's like, what'd you do? It's like, I don't know. I mean, I ate. I watched a lot of TV.
You're like, I got a headache. He's like, lose weight.
Yeah.
It's just for everything
Like,
that
I'm
you
too
have.
skinny. He's like, lose weight.
You're like, I got a speeding ticket. He's like, lose weight.
Because you know you're speeding to
Can't
get
help
to
nothing.
you know you're speeding to get to the bathroom. These fat guys have bad diets.
Yeah.
If you've ever... Well, you've gained and then lost a lot of weight before.
Back and forth, back
we
and forth,
we
back
both have been in really good shape and really bad shape. The shits... Your stomach is just like... You just shit whenever you like have time when you're in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
When you're not,
like,
you just always have diarrhea.
You're like, I'm pretty sure I shit yesterday.
Yeah, for real.
Might have been the day before.
I guess I'll go.
And now I'm like, I'm pretty sure I shit 5 minutes ago.
I'm pretty sure I'm shitting now, but I need to
You're sitting
again.
on the chair, you're like, but
Yeah.
right? As you're shitting again.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the toilet looks like that scene from The Shining. Fucking just brown coming down the hallway.
You're just constantly having to like
And
wipe,
there's 2 creepy
right?
twins.
You have one of those huge jumbo rolls of toilet paper you just keep,
Yeah. It's, it's an issue. But the aching and stuff, I think because you always hear from old people when you're young, and you're just like, whatever. You don't, you don't give it.
And then it like hits you.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, did I hurt my leg?
Yeah.
No, you're just getting older and you're fat.
Dude, I slept on the couch one night with like both my feet propped on the arm of the couch.
Oh god.
And when I woke up, I couldn't walk for like an hour. Both knees felt like I got caught cheating at a casino in the 60s. I got kneecapped. I was like, I can't walk. Like, I'm not capable of walking. Yeah. I'm not mobile.
Normally it's my ankles and just a little higher than that though.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I have severe ankle problems, so I assume that's. But what it is, I think Louis C.K. had a joke where he went to the doctor and it says, like, this hurts. The doctor's like, yeah, it's just going to. Like, when you get to a certain age. Yeah. He's like, what can you do for it? It's like, nothing. You're just waiting to die now. Like, I think we're starting to get to that. Once you hit about 30, that just starts happening.
I think that's with me, though. I always think I'm just going to have cancer. And I'm just going to die.
Don't worry, you will.
So I'm like, do I have it yet? Is it in my ankle? I mean, is it in my leg?
Yeah.
I'm like, is it where? They're like, in your brain? I don't know. But I mean, it could be anywhere. But I just feel like I have it already.
It's in your brain making you think you have it in your ankle.
You know what I mean?
You know? Yeah, you probably do. I mean, mine and yours family history says that it's just like a given.
Yeah, we're like 110% sure to have cancer.
Yeah. You're gonna get like ovarian cancer. That's how sure it is.
Like, what?
You're gonna grow an ovary and then it's gonna get a tumor in it. That's how like certain.
So like it's a miracle and a tragedy. Right?
Yeah, but it is like, I mean, our mom died in her 40s from cancer. She was the healthiest one in our family, right? I mean,
she's like, smoking if you got them.
Yeah, she smoked a lot, but besides the whole cancer thing, mom was the healthy one in her side of the family. The rest of them were fat and like just looked like inbred or like alcohol fetal syndrome. Everybody looks all fucked up. Mom was pretty, always like in good shape and energetic, healthy. Yeah. And then boom, dead in her 40s.
Yeah.
Right? Your dad died, in his 50s?
Yeah.
In his 50s. My dad had heart attacks in his 40s, but somehow pulled through. Like, deal with the devil, I guess. But, yeah, we had, I mean, on our mom's side, I think they all have had cancer.
That's insane, though. Yeah, even our sister.
Our sister had it in her 20s. Our mom in her 40s. Our grandma had the breast cancer removed a bunch of times. Both aunts had ovarian cancer, and one of them had the asshole cancer. Like, we're going to get it. It's just, I just made my peace with it. I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just like, what kind is it going to be? Is it going to be one I can take care of or not?
I hope it's one that's easy to pronounce, because I don't want people to be like, what do you got? And I'm like, carcinogenic. I just want to be able to say, like, whatever, like stomach cancer. I kind of hope it's not that one, though.
No.
That seems rough.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, I will lose some weight.
Yeah. We're going to have to take out half of it. They're like, so how big of a cheeseburger can I eat?
I'm like, take it all, I don't need it.
Like, yeah, single meat. You're like, I'm going to look like a bitch.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
You're like, I'll eat a salad, right? They're like, what a fag. You're like, it's all I can eat. Right?
You might as well just give me asshole cancer in the form of a dick if you're going to make me single meat burgers.
2 croutons. No more.
But it is like, I mean, it's a sad thing.
Like, do you want fries with that? You're like, no.
Yes, but I can't. I should. I mustn't. When's the last time you ordered a single meat burger? For you.
Yeah, I don't eat
That's your wife.
Yeah. We actually recently, there was like a meal deal at Burger King. And it comes with like 3 Whoppers and then 3 like little junior Whoppers.
I didn't know you were going with this.
And then 3 fries. So I was all like, I told my wife, I was like, I want to get like a double meat cheeseburger. She's like, well, it comes with 3 Whoppers. I'm like, well, and I started doing the math. I was like, we have 2 kids. I was like, there's 2 of us.
Yeah, there's a full.
We're gonna have 6 burgers.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna make a double meat out of mine.
There you go.
And then she's like, yeah, but I was like, I don't want the bread. I want 2 meats.
So do you count that as the last time you ordered a single meat burger?
Well, what I did was I knocked off the lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I was pissed because it didn't come with cheese.
Lettuce adds nothing to a burger.
No, it doesn't. All it does is just like this slippery, slimy.
I can prove to you that it doesn't. Have you ever even heard anybody send back an order because their burger didn't have fucking lettuce? Like this thing doesn't have any goddamn lettuce, send it back. No. Leave the meat out, which I've seen done.
Yeah.
And it's coming back. Leave the bread off. It'd be hard to not notice that, but it's coming back. The lettuce, people are like, thank God. Because then they can tell their wife, like, hey, I got my veggies today, because she don't know it's not in there.
Yeah.
Except that when you don't take that weird bite and like a piece of wet paper looking shit is stuck in your mouth.
And it's just hanging on you.
You can't bite it in half because it's like wet.
Yeah. You either get all of it or none of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a pickle.
And when
the pickle is just going to all come out. You're never going to see bites of a pickle in a burger.
You rarely see bites of the meat in my burgers, honestly. But when you have that lettuce...
Looks like the guy on Popeye, right? The one guy that just eats burgers, right? Isn't there a guy on there that...
Yeah,
I don't know what his name is.
Not Spunky.
I doubt it's Spunky.
No, it's something like that. Puny? Wimpy.
Wimpy?
Yeah, Wimpy.
All he does is walk around eating burgers.
Yeah, that's why he's Wimpy.
But I think he takes bites out of them. Though.
Does he? I imagine him throwing them down like Garfield with a with the lasagna.
I think of maybe like the Cookie Monster, where he's just like shoveling.
I never watched that show.
I mean, I didn't either, but I've seen it.
I know who the Cookie Monster is.
What? It's like some little paradox there. I haven't, but I have, right?
I've never watched it, but I've seen it. It sounds like you're trying to...
Speaking of paradox...
It sounds like you're explaining that hot chick that walked by to your wife. You're like, I didn't watch her, but I saw her.
We're going to flip a bitch in this one, all right? So, I hate that saying.
It sounds like when your wife's talking shit, you just like double leg take her down.
Right? Or at least like flip her off, right?
Have you ever done that behind her back when you're mad?
No.
Just like, right in her, like the back of her
I'll
head.
do that to her face.
Yeah, but I mean when you're really mad.
I won't do that behind her back, no.
Oh, yeah, because she's afraid of you, so you don't have to.
So, no, but anyways, all right.
Hold on, remind me of...
I won't remember.
Fingers behind the back.
All right, so, Dennis is like, okay, right? In your face, right? It'll be out. No, all right, at Christmas, me and my son, I think I told you, but he was asking me about space and then time travel and stuff. Did I tell you about that?
I think you mentioned that he's into time travel.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll be like, so tell me about time travel. And I'm like, I thought you'd never asked.
It's so much fun to talk about.
I'm just like, okay, all right. So he's like, then I gave him like a scenario, right? Like a certain, like, you know? And then he always goes back to that one scenario. So I think I didn't like explain it very well.
That it's so hard to get things through to kids.
So,
especially like theoretical sci-fi issues.
Like I tell him, like, all right, let's say I went and bought a red car, right? And then I own the car. And then time goes by, and I realize I don't want that. So I have a time machine. I go back, and I tell myself, don't buy the red car.
Yeah.
So then I buy a blue car, right? Mm-hmm. And then I go forward. And then I said, but what if, all right, now that I got that, and I go back to the original time, there's no reason for me to go back because now I have a blue car. And he's like, he's looking at me like, what?
Dude, that paradox is hard for...
He brought it up like months later
to understand.
This was months ago, Christmas was. And then the other day he came up to me and he was like, okay, but you have a red car. And I'm just like, you're using the same scenario. I'm like, I don't just go back in time to change my car color, right? That's the only time anyone ever goes back in time, right?
I'd go back in time to pull out so I don't have to have this conversation.
Some guy's like, man, I wish I would have bought a white car. He's like, wish I had a time machine, right?
You can paint it cheaper than you can buy a time machine. Well, you should just let him watch
He's going to get a DeLorean, right?
Yeah. You should just let him watch the movie, The Time Machine.
Well, see, we were going to watch that, but then I started thinking...
That might be too deep for him.
He wanted to watch the Back to the Future movies. Yeah. He's not going to fucking understand it. He's not even enjoy what's going on. He's just going to see, like, a guy, right?
Nah, he might enjoy Back to the... It's, like,
I don't think he's going to really understand what's going on, even a little bit.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like, he's not going to get, like, the time era difference.
Let him watch Terminator.
The future, a flying... He's just going to see a flying car and think that's cool. Then he can see, like, an old car. He's not going to realize this is the past.
Yeah.
This is the future. So it's like, I don't know. I'll wait a couple years and then we'll watch it.
Yeah, he
is so into it, though.
My son loves the Terminator movies, but the time travel aspect of it doesn't even register to him.
Yeah.
It's just this robot's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing, you know?
Well, Alex, my son, he, like, really looks in, and, you know, like, he's at that age right now that he's really wanting to learn and know. And, like, when he like, thinks too much into it, he'll come pause a movie and come and ask me questions about it. I'm like, I don't even know what movie you're talking about.
He comes, he's like, all right, Dad, this is serious. He's like, if Pikachu is yellow...
He does this.
But you wanted him to be white.
You're making him jokes. You're making jokes, but he does come and, like, pause it and come and talk to me about Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, my son flipped out because we were watching... you remember that show, Most Extreme...
Elimination Challenge?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
there was like a British version that sucked.
Okay.
And it was similar to it. They have these obstacles, and they kind of make fun of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, it's terrible. But we were watching it because I thought it was similar. And to introduce it, the first thing that it is showing the course, and Stallone walks out. Sylvester Stallone. And he's like, this course is like, he does his thing. I didn't sound like him, but...
Yeah.
And Colin's like, Dad. He's like freaking out. He's like, that's Rambo. That's Rambo. Like freaking out. So that's the level of what he gets out of movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's Rambo. Because he's seen Rambo.
Starstruck.
Yeah, he's just like, he couldn't, because to him, that's not Sylvester Stallone. It's literally Rambo.
Yeah.
The Green Beret who went rogue and destroyed a city is introducing this game show, and that breaks his little mind. He's like, so he's back from the jungle? Like, he doesn't get, like, that's where he is.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally Rambo. It's not Stallone. It's not
He
even
needs
Rocky.
to watch The Expendables. It's Rambo and Terminator on it.
I know. He would love that because it's explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
Me and him argue all the time over if Terminator 1 or 2 is better. And he's like, I think 2's better because there's more action. And I'm like, but 1's a better movie. I get mad.
I also do the same thing.
I'm like, I was like, Colin, understand, it's a horror movie, but the monster is a robot. I was like, you can't.
He's like, I don't.
He's like, but I like when Arnold's good. And I was like, he can't be good. They ruined it when they made him good. And so, yeah, that's what he gets out of movies.
Have you seen the new one?
No. I know the spoiler about John Connor.
Oh, John Connor.
Yeah. He dies.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
early. They couldn't keep him in it long. You know how much makeup's caked on him to make him look 10?
That's a lot of CGI right there.
Doesn't it bother you? Don't you kind of wish that something would happen and that wouldn't be possible anymore?
CGI?
Yeah, because...
Were they going to go back to, like, guys playing girls and fucking...
I don't want to go that far.
They're going to go back...
You're jerking off, you're like, wait, is that a bulge? No, but have you ever watched, like, well, I know you have, but Twilight Zone. There's practical effects in it where they have to make that thing happen on camera. They can use, like, whatever. But it's like, it's good. Like, it looks, I mean, I know it's not, whatever. But when I see, like, a fake fucking, what's the new one?
Or Thriller?
Yeah.
What was that motion you're...
Dinosaur. But that's not what I was thinking.
Godzilla?
No, like, the fucking, what's the, I Am Legend?
Yeah.
These fucking lions are, like, glitchy looking.
I Am Legend?
Yeah, there's, like, lion in Manhattan. It's the first thing.
Yeah.
Because that's when they first were like, hey, we can do this, kind of.
And it was all, like, glitchy?
Yeah, dude, go back and watch it, I'm telling you. Because when you watched it, it was the
There's
best.
some that it looks like it's a cartoon, right? And then, like, nowadays, there's some that you can't fucking tell.
Remember when...
Except for when, like, all right, whenever you're watching Fast and the Furious, and he's, like, it's, the end where Paul Walker and the other guy are going to drive different ways. For some reason, they're both driving next to each other, and they split highways, and they look at each other. He looked all, like, foggy and, like, shady.
But he was dead.
Have you seen it? It's not him.
No, I've seen that clip.
Yeah, he's all, like, looking over, and it's kind of, like, distorted.
Paul Walker, above all else, should know to keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah. They're both, like, looking at each other, and they're just looking, and they just go... He wasn't driving.
Oh.
Right? I think it was somebody else.
No, but in the movie he was.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should know better than anybody. His last words were probably, keep your eyes on the fucking road.
Yeah.
His friend's like, oh, it's fine. I've seen this in
keep
movies.
your, right?
Yeah.
He didn't finish, right?
Next thing you know, he looks like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's bad because we make fun of a lot of people on here, but I feel like making fun of Paul Walker is like, a lot of people love that dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was, like, dreamy. Paul Walker was a hot man. I wouldn't fuck very many dudes.
You wish you were his dentist, right?
I'd have my hand in his pants.
He's like, I'm just coming in for a cleaning, and then he's out, right?
Let me polish that knob real quick, buddy.
He wakes up like 5 hours later.
But he really is, like, there's
He's
some...
like, you never even cleaned my teeth.
No, but I cleaned mine.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Oh, shit.
But he's one of those guys that you just have to, like, even if you're, like, the most, like, homophobic, whatever, you're like, I mean, he is, like, pretty good looking. Or was, anyway. Now I'm hotter than him. Well, he burned. But, I mean, any girl, though, would just be like, I don't know, I'll just...
Yeah, but it's not still hot.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
But here's
He's
how...
cooled off a little. Right?
Here's how hot he is. Any girl in the world would rather rub his ashes on her clit than have to fuck me.
Yeah.
He's that much hotter than me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of his ashes, just, For the pheromones, put it on
It
my
is
neck.
kind of crazy that Paul Walker died in a car.
He should have walked. It was right there in his name. Amelia Earhart died in an airplane. At least, that made sense.
Yeah.
She wasn't Amelia swimmer, though. I think she crashed in the ocean.
Yeah.
But,
did you hear about that lady that was like 50-something or 60-something years old?
I don't even pay attention to women
That like
age.
swam from like Cuba to across?
Just to be free, or like to do like a thing?
No, it was like 100 miles or something like that.
But was it just to get somewhere, or was it because it was like a thing?
It was like
Like,
to
can
be
she
the
do
first
it?
one to do it.
Yeah.
It was like her third time trying.
Shouldn't you drown?
But she was all like, it looked like she was like dying in the video.
I'm sure that's pretty much just
Like
what
her
you're doing.
muscles were like, like I was just like, does she have like Parkinson's? I was like, how do you let a Parkinson's lady fucking swim across the ocean?
It's like I didn't when I got in.
Every once in a while she pedals real fast, right?
She's swimming in a circle. But what you always see those things like human achievements where it's like somebody swam across the English Channel. That never impressed me because I don't know how big that is.
She was the first person to ever do this.
Yeah, there's always that though. It's like eventually, if we keep working with like steroids and human growth hormone, somebody's gonna be the first to like swim to Hawaii or something. You know what I mean? Like it's going.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, we're gonna go to Hawaii, and people just swim there, right? Right?
Because I mean, you'd imagine the first guy to drive somewhere, they were probably like, "That's crazy." Now we just all drive somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, you always hear those. Just like Mount Everest, it's like people want to climb Mount Everest, and it's just to like prove or what. I kind of get it, but also like I don't want to swim across the English Channel. What's on the other side? Like, what's so great?
Well, it's something about being somewhere that you haven't been before, but then also being somewhere where like not many people have been before.
Get
That's like
that.
fucking a virgin.
Yeah.
Right? You're like,
Yeah.
I want to be the first one. I want to be the only one there. And then
Unless
you've had it, you're like, I don't care if anyone else comes.
You want to
here.
be the first one.
Right?
You want to be the first one in there, not counting Dennis' fingers.
You're like, I'm the first one to come here.
Have you ever had sex with a virgin? You probably have,
Yes.
right? Yeah, me too. It's not like
No, it's not.
people are like, "Ooh, fuck a virgin." It's like the only thing good about it is you're pretty sure she doesn't have diseases.
Maybe like the third or and after that, it's just normal.
I wouldn't say third or fourth time. I'd say 12th time,
12?
10th. Before it's just like
Depends on how much between too, though.
if you take
Was
a
the third time that day?
if you take a normal girl, like a normal woman, let's say our age woman, as long as she's like, you just like fuck her, like you just boom, boom, boom. Like there's no like, if it's a virgin or if
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
just normal. Oh yeah.
if it's one of the first 10 times a girl's had sex, it's like weirdly uncomfortable. It's not even enjoyable, really.
You're like, can I stick it in your ear?
But it really is. You're like, wait.
She's like, huh? I guess so.
It is about that, though. It's about like fucking a girl in the ear, I would imagine. I've never done it.
Yeah.
But it isn't like what it's, because you always would hear like, well, that's what they say, like those Muslim terrorists, like they blow themselves up because there's going to be like all these virgins. And it's like, dude, I mean, I get it. It's cool. There's something awesome about like being the first one maybe or something, but the actual act of having sex with a virgin. And for girls, it probably sucks too. If you're a girl who is very experienced and you're fucking some dude that's never had sex, he's just like, oh. He doesn't know what to do. He has no like assertiveness. I barely know what I'm doing now, and I'm almost 40.
What if some dude fucks a virgin on Mount Everest? Right? He's like, I gotta be the first one to do this. Right?
They're like, virgin woman? Yes. Because like some two gay dudes have fucked on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
If they haven't, if they've ever climbed it, two gay dudes together, and didn't fuck up there, then like...
That's probably the first, right? Like, we're the first two that didn't fuck on the way up here, right?
the first
Right?
two gay
He's like, but what about on the way down? Right?
Speaking of going
It's
down,
like, zip, right?
little tiny cold dick. Oh, shit.
He's like, I'm pitching a tent.
Get in and stay warm. You gotta have a solid boner to pitch a tent in that fucking parkas and stuff. Yeah. I don't pitch tents.
No.
You always see like that. Like it's like a cartoon or something, but the guy's laying in bed and the covers are just like TP'd off of him.
What is it? I mean, does his pants stretch that much? Right?
Well, I would assume he's naked, but
yeah, maybe,
but still, I mean, you gotta have like a 3 foot long dick.
Yeah.
If I could choose how big my dick is, I wouldn't pick that big.
Yeah.
I'd probably go solid 12 just because it's fun to say. 12-inch dick, but probably has to be up. You know how like black people are like way faster? Imagine how fast they'd be if their dicks weren't so big.
Yeah, get in the way.
There's gotta.
It's like a girl that's really good in sports, but she got huge tits.
I know. It's always you're like
she could be so much better.
What could have been? She could have been an Olympic athlite, but the tits are just dong dong hitting her in the face.
She's like, fuck it, I'll walk.
She's trying to swim the English Channel. Fucking tits under her armpits. Big
she
tits.
Can't drown.
Big tits seriously seem like girls that have big tits, they probably wish they had smaller tits.
Yeah.
Maybe not like mosquito bites, but if they got like double D's, they almost for sure wish they had like solid B's or like low C's. Because those are just more like economical. It just makes more sense. Humongous tits, I'm not really into like girls with huge tits.
Think about how they lay down. You can't like roll over even like on your mid side.
They can't just sleep flat on their stomach like I do.
Oh, no.
If they do, they gotta have tits like east and west.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's gotta be like, it's like pulling in the middle.
Oh, that's why they sag.
I mean, that's gotta be, it really has to be like a real hint. Well, you dated a girl that had huge tits.
Yeah.
I never really have. Not huge.
They were huge.
But she was also young though, so they weren't problem huge yet, like they probably are now for her.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
She just got big old saggy titties.
I had told her back then, though, I was like, just go get, like, because I think her dad probably would have paid for it or something,
I feel like your dad doesn't want to put money in towards tits.
Yeah, but maybe to make them smaller, right?
Yeah. You like put it all in her pussy. She was a fat pussy.
He's like, we have to put this in somewhere. You can't just, when you cut it, not attach it. Right?
It's gotta go somewhere.
Right? She's like, what about my ass? Like, it's not the same kind of meat.
Now she's got a nipple on her asshole.
Like, you don't want a jiggly ass like that.
No, not too jiggly.
Dennis is like, you want a firm one. Like, why are you in here? Right?
He's like, I don't care where you put it, but put it in my mouth. Oh, yeah, so I guarantee, did she go to the dentist when she was young?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I know they were kind of poor. I'm just saying, if she did, I would bet any amount of money that a dentist touched her tits.
Oh, definitely.
Because she had big tits when she was too young. She had big tits when it wasn't like, you shouldn't look. So, a dentist definitely was like, speaking of nobody's looking, he puts the mask on her and just, as the mask, he's like, now count down from 10. She's like, 10, 9, zoop. I mean, there's no doubt a dentist, like, touched her tits. I feel like I know the guy. Remember that guy we went to when you blew up the bathroom?
Okay.
That guy for sure touched tits. He didn't touch your dick that day. He's like, he just took a nasty shit. I know kids don't wipe good.
So, all right. Anyways, we keep getting back to dentists.
Yeah.
But so yeah, breathing. There was something I wanted to talk to you about with breathing. There was one day I was sitting there and I don't know what I was thinking about, but I was trying to I think I was like breathing kind of heavy, like I just like
set up, tied your shoes.
Like I think I might have like ran or like walked pretty fast or
more
something.
likely,
and I was breathing kind of heavy. Anyways, and I was sitting there and I was trying to slow my breathing down.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't, like I had to control it because I couldn't just like stop controlling it and it like let it take over.
I know exactly where your mind was.
So then I was like, all right.
Finally, you're always telling me I'm fucked up in the head.
So hold on, I was like, and I was trying to just like breathe normal, but then it would like, I would not breathe.
You had to tell yourself to breathe.
So then I had to like breathe in and I would breathe slow and then I'm like breathing too slow. And then I would be like, all right, am I breathing too heavy? And then I was just trying to like breathe normal and I couldn't. And then some point I just forgot and I guess I was breathing.
Yeah.
But when I start thinking about it, I start breathing in heavy. And I just like, I started thinking about this one day. I was like, I gotta bring this up on the podcast.
Yes. All right. So I've had this my whole life. Normally,
you've been doing this your entire life.
Yeah, I'm like, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in.
You fall asleep, you're like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
I'm like, breathe in, breathe out. Think of a joke.
You wake up, you're like,
I just never sleep. I got huge bags under my eyes filled with everything but oxygen. No. So ever since I was a kid, I would have this. It's exactly what you said. I will try to control my breathing for like a second, and then it's like, all right, but when I'm not thinking about it, how do I keep breathing?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't. It's neuroticism. You always make fun of me for being like a psychopath, but this is something that we both share. So, and I would go...
I read this somewhere. I didn't... in your notes.
In my journal.
I want to know, what is this breathing thing you're talking about? I do it automatically, right?
Yeah, so I'll do it, and I'll be like, I'm thinking about my breathing. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, all right, now clear my mind. And because I actually do try to meditate a lot. And part of how you learn how to meditate is to focus on only your breathing. Mm-hmm. So like focus on only your breathing. But my fucking retarded brain, instead of focusing on only my breathing, like can't not focus on my breathing because what if it stops? And then I'm like, what about my heart rate? I wonder if I could slow it. And
you
I'm
just
like,
let go of the wheel.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, Paul Walker, breathe. But yeah, I do the same thing. And it's something that you hear people that get too high talk about a lot. But I've always done that like sober, and now it'll probably happen tonight because now it's in my head.
You're welcome.
Think about your breathing. Think about your breathing. Well, have you ever done that, like, with your wife or if your kid's sleeping next to you, you try to match your breathing with theirs? No? Mm-hmm. Yeah, me neither. No, but you're sleeping next to somebody.
Like, mine stops, theirs stops. Right?
Yeah, but you're sleeping next to somebody, and they're and you're just trying to, like, sync it up, and then you're like, how does this person not just pass out? Mm-hmm. It's like they're too shallow. I'm like, she's asleep, and I'm awake, so her breathing...
yeah, like, they're breathing, you try to, like, do the same inhale...
Yeah,
in the same exhale.
You try to hold it,
and you're just all dizzy. Like, you're like, I'm gonna need more air. How are they doing this?
How is this person alive?
Because if they're asleep, their body's in that, like, you know.
But they're taking.
It's like they're in like autopilot or whatever, right?
I don't know what sleep is, and I don't think anybody does.
No,
it's the weirdest thing that happens.
You're just like, you kind of shake them. You're right, and you're like, are we almost dead? Right?
Well, dude, my fucking...
Because their eyes kind of roll back.
Yeah. Some people are bad wakers.
Yeah.
Like,
I am. I'm a bad waker.
A bad worker, too. It's like a Freudian slip. You're like, I'm a gay wanker. No, but, so my stepmom, Satan rest her soul, would... You know, and I've talked about her on here slightly before, but she was evil. Like, she's mean. Anyway, I would have to go in their room, which I was like forbidden.
That's putting it nicely. Right?
I mean, it really is. Like, I could be meaner. But she was real mean to us. And I think she watched Disney movies and got wrong who, like, the good guy was. She called the evil stepmom. You know, like, that's how you're supposed to be. But she called me Cinderella.
She wanted to make a scarf out of Dalmatians,
yeah,
right?
She was that,
right?
She was that level of evil and drove a car kind of like that. Except shitty. Real shitty. I was always embarrassed when she pulled up to the school. It was like, It wouldn't start. I was like, ugh. Anyway, so she
drove that there on purpose? Right?
She would follow the bus. And, like, say we had it, like, somewhere we're going to go after school or something. And so she would follow the bus, and we'd be on the back of the bus, and I'm like the funny guy, you know? Everybody's like, oh, Jeremy's cool, Jeremy. And somebody's like, hey, Jeremy, isn't that your mom? And I'm like, no. And she's like trying to get my attention. Fucking car, you could hear it like squeaking because it had no shocks. It's like, it was like 7 miles long somehow. She's still there and home. It was gold. Oh, dude, that car sucked the dick.
All right,
Anyway. So she was like one of those sleep where if you would wake her up, she was like, and she would like put her hands up to you like she's gonna hit you, or sometimes she would hit. I don't know if she got like molested when she was a kid or something.
God damn.
But she was like, you would wake her up and it would just be like, it'd be like, hey, I need something. Like I'm having an asthma attack. And she's like, and she like grab your hair or something, or like push at you or something every single time. And I'm like, you've been, because she was you know, she had kids way older than me. I was like, you've been a mom for like 30 years. You're not used to being awake and then you sleep?
Yeah.
But my wife is...
not by strangers.
Now get back to scrubbing the floors. But our
you go
mom...
and talk to mice.
The birds make me a dress. I'm going to the ball. But our real mom was kind of like that too, and because she had like all kinds of psychological stuff. Did you ever, you remember that about her?
She'd wake up crazy?
Yeah, you'd wake her up, she'd like freak out, or she also had like nightmares where she would say like, no, get away from me, and all the time. Yeah, dude, she had like wacky childhood.
Yeah.
But poor mom, the cancer got her, but her demons didn't. You know, I think she just died from like how whatever her fucked up brain was, and the doctors just like couldn't figure it out. It's like, oh, cancer.
I think that's what a lot of times it is. They just say it's cancer, and then you die, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You got an infection in your toenail, and they're like, cancer. Brain cancer.
Yeah,
brain
let's call it brain. They don't check that.
Right? Yeah. They're doing like a, whatever it's called, where they put you in a little tunnel.
CAT scan.
Right? That's just where doctors joke about you, right?
The dentist is in the
You're
tunnel.
in there so you can't hear them, right? And like, it's like real expensive, right?
It really, if you ever get an MRI, it seems like it doesn't seem like something that happens in the 2000s. There's like clanking sounds and like it sounds like old metal hitting each other. It's like clank, 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 and it's like, and you're like, it felt like you're getting put in something like the dad from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang made. That's what it always felt like to me.
It's like Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, it's crazy. Of course, I haven't been in an MRI machine since
like 20 years.
Yeah, like high school.
Right?
Yeah.
So, people are like, yeah, they're not like that no more.
They might not be.
Right?
Yeah, they might not be. I mean, I assume they must be better than that. They were terrible. It's funny, before the podcast, you were like, I was going to bring something up about breathing, and I'm like, I think you told me about that before.
Yeah, I never did.
I'm glad, though, because every time I say something about how my brain works, you always act like I'm like fucking Charles Manson or something.
Well, I've had this issue before, and then just the other day I thought of it. Like, it was happening, and I was just like, I didn't know how to do it. Then I was just like, I need to talk about this on the podcast. That might have been, typing that in, might have been what got it off my mind.
Yeah, maybe. I assume that it's common.
That's probably, you think there's like a name for that?
They're like retarded. Like you just breathe naturally, right? Asshole.
It's dumb syndrome. Right? But
it is like it's probably a common thing, because remember the fucking car thing? How we were saying, everybody that we've asked about this says they did it.
About what?
When you're a kid riding in the car, you look out the window and you imagine like a car going next to you.
Yeah.
Or like in the ditch.
Out in the field.
Yeah, or out in the field, like jumping the fences.
Yeah.
I did that when I was a kid. Never told a soul.
Yeah.
You mentioned it one day, and I
thought I was insane.
I know, me too.
I thought it was like that Red Rum, that guy, right? And I also just happened to write murder on things. But anyways.
But what I told you mentioned it one day, and I was like, dude, me too. And then you said your wife too, and I figured if she does it,
she pictured a little girl running.
Yeah,
I'm like, how would it keep up with the car?
It's a girl.
Didn't you say somebody said they saw a boat?
No, you did. One of your friends or something.
Somebody saw a boat.
Mine was a 4-wheeler or a motorcycle. Made sense.
Mine was always like a little like race car.
That doesn't make much sense either. Out in the pasture.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, it'd be mud there, right? And then like we would go fast. And
at least it's not a little girl with like a sundress on,
like running and jumping over fences.
The hills are alive. Your wife's stupid. She should have seen a motorcycle like me.
My car runs her over.
Good.
She's like, watch the road. We're both looking out.
See, mental health is important.
Oh, shit.
My guy's a dentist on a motorcycle. Come here, little girl.
Oh,
yeah. Shit. It does seem, though, that a little girl running, but it's a common thing. You know those games, those, whatever they're called, like constant run, like Tomb Run?
Yeah, where someone's running.
Constant runner, where they're always running. It's it's like, I think the person that invented those types of games had that same auditory vision, or not auditory, that's when you hear it, that visual hallucination or whatever. It's not a hallucination, it's imagination.
I could picture, it's always the same car.
Yeah.
And it just, you know.
Must have been 4-wheel drive.
You know?
If anybody...
trees, that'd be a good jump.
Yeah.
You know,
you're like
but I remember a certain like time I was riding around with our grandma and then the restaurant she used to own.
Yeah.
And we were going like to that or from that or something like that, and I just remember looking outside. Like, and it was just like, it was like good fields and everything around there because it wasn't like around here. And I remember just staring outside. They probably thought I was fucking insane.
You were! Right? You're like, I'm not insane. I'm imagining a race car.
I'm like, the car's going to keep going. Hurry up. Like, she's driving too slow. The car's not going to be able to do the jump.
The guy in the car gives you the finger. Yeah. But just for anybody listening that didn't follow, how would you better describe what we're talking about?
Just looking out the window, daydreaming.
Yeah, there you go. Like daydreaming
a car,
like kind of like going beside you off the road.
Yeah, mine was like pretty far away.
Yeah, out in the pasture, the field, where
and it's just like hitting little invisible ramps.
Yes.
And then it would just like jump over the fence, and then be in another one, and be driving around like this, and then hitting it over.
And as crazy and low budget as that is,
like what? I can't see your hand.
but that was, I can remember that being like, I couldn't wait to, like, we get going, and I'm like, ooh, open.
Yeah.
Like open field or whatever. And I was,
because if it's like trees close to the road, you're like, I can't see the fucking car.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you'd have to imagine it going through them, and you know that it can't make those turns at that speed.
No.
It just doesn't have the suspension.
Yeah.
You know? But we're talking about the mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we couldn't even imagine a Porsche. We were so poor.
Yeah, my CGI wasn't good back then.
And
my car's kind of blurry. Right? It's blocky.
It's blocky. But also...
And it's square wheels.
You had no frame of reference for what a really awesome car is.
No.
So the best car you ever knew was like, whatever, Mom's...
Mustang.
Oh, yeah. So you had at least that. She had a 91 Mustang. So that was like the awesomest car you like really had a feel for. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking out there, you're like, yeah, it's like a 91 Mustang that gets repoed after about 8 months.
Damn. We talk about like mental stuff a lot on here.
I know, and normally it's you making fun of me. Oh, that dude, there's another one. It's very similar. So when I was a kid and I'd be in the back seat, you know how like when a rock hits your windshield?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that little, like, almost bullet hole looking crack in your windshield, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a kid, when we were riding, I would look and line it up as if it was like a scope on the cars. And I'll be like looking through one eye, lining that crack up with cars or something. Sometimes the back of the dude's head driving the car in front of us. And I would like line it up like that. Okay.
Like you're shooting him?
Yeah, like as if I'm like lining up through a scope to look at something, right?
Oh, wow.
So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I was bringing my work son, my son home from school, and I saw him in the back with one eye closed, and I was like, Colin, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. And I kept watching him without saying nothing, and he was doing it.
Wow.
I knew what he was doing. I could see him lining up. There was like a speck of bird shit or something, it must have been, because there's no cracks. Because I'm not as poor as my mom was, I guess. But anyway, I saw him, and I was like, Colin, are you like trying to line up like it's a scope or something? And he's like, yeah. He seemed embarrassed because, you know, when you have a game that you play in your own head like that, it's personal. It's deeply personal. So he was like embarrassed, and I was like, dude, I used to do that. And he's like, oh, really? And then now he just does it without like trying to hide it. It's almost like I caught him fucking a dude. He's like, I'm not doing nothing, Dad.
Yeah.
But can I finish?
Like, I used to do that. You're like, I still do.
Yeah. Move over, son. But
Let's go to the dentist.
I am the dentist. But I saw him doing that, and I was like, and I knew why he was embarrassed. It's not like he's doing something wrong, but it's, I never fucking told people about my little game watching out the window. I did.
What made us think about that?
It must be common, dude. There can't be that just me, you, your wife, and like one of your friends you asked one time.
Your wife was like, no. And I was like, what?
Something bad happened a long time ago to her, because she doesn't have like that childish innocence that we have. I'll say something absolutely hilarious sometimes. Every once in a while I get a laugh, but normally she's just like she like kind of like fights a laugh or something, and I'm like, who doesn't like to laugh? Yeah. I'll say something just like, I mean, sometimes it's pretty mean, but I'll just say something like funny or whatever, and yeah. So when we ask her about that, she's like, I never did that. And I'm like, well, what'd you do when you were riding in the back of your car? Stare straight ahead and obey your dad? Like, fucking weirdo. It's either that or like breathe in cigarette smoke. Well, you're going to breathe in cigarette smoke anyway. Like we said last week.
She had to control her breathing. That's why she had to do that.
Yeah. She's like, I'm too busy controlling my breathing and lining up that crack on the windshield so I can shoot that motherfucker in front of us.
She's like, if I shoot a hole through the window, maybe the smoke will go through there.
And then I can breathe. Oh, yeah, dude. This is one more, and it's the same. It's along the same lines, but when we were kids, especially when we were with Mom, because there was always traffic, because we lived like in the city, when we would drive behind cars, So the front and back tires are lined up. So it just looks like there's just two wheels. I would always imagine that it just had front wheels and it was going fast enough to keep the back off the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought
like
about
a backwards chariot, no horses. Yeah, that's another one
it's
that I
going
use.
that fast. It's got to be front wheel drive then.
And we're keeping up with it. Yeah, it's front wheel drive, obviously.
You're like, he's just a really fat guy sitting in the front. Right?
He's got it reared up. But yeah, that's another one that I just never, I would never like talk about that with people. It was like, it's like I knew it was like crazy, but not as crazy as like the dude riding his motorcycle or car or the little girl running.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I feel like I lost a little respect for your wife.
So I was like, a girl, right? I was like, well, at least it's kind of along the same lines.
Is she at least wearing like sports attire?
Some girl is running very fucking fast. Right?
But is she at least wearing like a headband and like a spandex like pant? You know, if she's out there in a dress, which
I picture like, I don't know why, but red pigtails.
Yeah.
Right? And then just like some little dress. It's some little light girl.
I'm imagining yellow dress for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Long yellow dress, like the kind of dresses nobody wears nowadays. Lace
I'm imagining like a flower dress.
No. Yeah, yellow flowers though.
Yeah.
She's like, psycho. It's blue. Because you know it is.
Why
something.
would it be yellow? Right?
Yeah.
That's what she's thinking. Right?
You know it is something though. She does know what it looks like.
Oh yeah, she could probably point it out right now.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I see her looking outside. I never think about what is she doing. She might be doing that.
You always just assume she's planning her escape.
I start focusing on that car. Right?
She's like, yeah, keep eating double meats, big man.
Yeah.
Life insurance is going to be nice. Because you got to have, everybody has to get that feel, especially if your wife is way thinner than you, like yours is. You got to get that feeling sometimes that she's maybe like kind of okay with how much you eat because.
No, I don't think she will be. But here's another thing that I said we were going to get like dark with this, and you're actually bringing it back full circle. So recently I was mowing, right? And I was sitting there and I was just thinking about, so you think when you're mowing, right?
Yes.
Right? I mean, you're not just sitting there like, all right, one more left, right?
No, your mind goes wild.
You're like, one more left, right? You're not just like,
you're like one
you know
more
what I mean?
left.
You're like, stick, right? No, anyways, so I was sitting there thinking, I was just like, man, one of these days, like, I'm going to die. And I'm most likely going to die way sooner than her.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was like, I don't want it to happen when I'm like, the kids, and I don't want like the kids to be like really young, it'd be hard to do. Yeah. I was like, what are they gonna do? I was like, I need to like get some kind of like a big life insurance for them, so that way whenever they, whenever it happens, me and her have had a talk, and I said, are you gonna remarry? And she says no. I'm like, you got to.
Yeah.
You have to remarry. I was like, I'm gonna tell my brother and my sister, I'm gonna tell everybody that and your family to force you to go find somebody.
I'm gonna set her up with somebody.
I said, you can't just be like lonely.
Well, it's weird because I used to always have this thought.
She said she won't.
She might. I don't know. I could see her not, just because she wouldn't even put herself in a situation where she would meet a man that might have like those intentions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the only time she would ever be out is like at the grocery store with both kids.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of dudes coming around when you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you died like within the next couple of years and she's still like pretty, then it'd be easy enough, just whatever. But if you die when y'all are like in your 50s, and then she's like, I mean, she's all right for 50, it's like, then it's a little harder to find somebody.
Then she just probably never gonna actually,
Yeah, but what would you do if she died? You're like, I'd be fucking a 19-year-old that day, right?
It's different for guys. It's easier for guys.
Yeah, well, for me,
when girls are young, it's easy. They can fuck any guy they want. They can get any guy they want.
they really don't take advantage of that enough.
No, they don't. And then when they get older, it's the exact fucking opposite.
Yeah, when you're 55, you'll be able to fuck 30-year-olds if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when she's 50, she can only fuck 50 and plus.
She ain't fucking no 30-year-old.
I mean, like,
unless
maybe,
she's J-Lo 50.
Maybe in like the 40s,
Unless she's J-Lo 50.
Yeah, so it's just not gonna happen. It really sucks for girls that way.
No, it doesn't. Fuck them, dude. They control it not 30 years. Let's say from like 15 to like.
They're like 2. They're like, yep. Walking around
I mean,
in a diaper. You're like, right? No, but anyway.
But really though, from teenager, a teenage girl that isn't ugly, just isn't ugly. I'm not saying a 10, can get laid every hour of the day if she wants to.
She's like, next.
Yeah,
right?
A teenage boy just
You're
beats
like,
off
2 in this hour,
furiously.
right?
A teenage boy just beats off furiously at the idea of a girl holding his hand.
Yeah.
They have it for them. In their 20s, for sure. 20-year-old girls are hot. 20-year-old guys are fucking losers. 30s, it's starting to equal out a little, but they're still way ahead.
Yeah.
40s, it's pretty equal. 50s, we're kicking their ass.
Yeah.
A 50-year-old can fuck a college girl if he wants. Even an ugly 50-year-old, if you just have a pretty decent life, a nice vehicle and a good house, some 20-year-old girl is like, holy shit, this is all yours. You're
It
like,
does
yep.
not work the other way at all.
No, not at all. Who's
Yeah.
fucking... Think about this. Your wife's mom. They look enough alike that's reasonably what she'll look like when she's that old. There's not a line of dick waiting on your wife's mom. And she's not ugly or anything. But I'm just saying.
They're out of the game.
Meanwhile, your wife's dad is just fucking whores right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some young, like, not bad-looking chick.
Yeah. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But so when you die... So this is what I was going to say. So I talk about it all the time. That I've had, like...
I talk about it all the time that I want to die.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we really do.
You're like, hey, Jim. Some guy at work.
Dude, my main goal in life, because I'm a dad, is to make it till my kid's 30. If I can do that, I'll be killing it. If I die when he's 30, I'll be like,
You'll be killing what?
I mean, myself. Right. When he's 30, I'm off, and myself, I'm sick of it.
You're like, when he turns 30, I'm killing it. You're like, I mean, that means I am killing it.
Late-term abortion.
You're like, I have been killing it? Right?
So anyway, so that's what I always say. So I was like 31 or 2 when my kid was born. So when I'm like early 60s, if I check out, I'm fine with that. That's plenty for me. But my whole, like, adolescence up, I've had, like, all this, like, bouts of, like, suicidalism or whatever. I've had that. So I used to think, and I didn't know this was considered suicidal thoughts, but I used to think it'd be nice if I die, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I used to have that a lot. And I was just like, yeah, what does it matter? And I would hear people that are parents be like, well, I want to get life insurance. And I'm like, yeah, but when you're dead, there's worms eating out your eyes. Who cares? Whether or not your kid's okay won't even affect you because you're just fucking blanked out.
But then you have kids and you're like, I want to take care of them even when I'm not here.
But once he's like...
That's my thing. I could just, like, hear them. See, I went, like, 2 weeks ago. I was out of town for a business thing, and I was gone all week. And, like, my wife was texting me. She was like, our daughter, Macy, she's like, she misses you. She was crying because you're not here. And I was just like, there's, like, nothing I can do about that, you know?
Come home.
And then I start thinking,
You're
like...
sit and eat M&Ms all day.
I start thinking, like, man, like, one day I want to be dead, and they're going to be like, I want Daddy here. And it, like, will not happen. It's not just like, I'll be back Tuesday. It's like, I mean, I'm not, you know?
Yeah.
We had the same situation with their mom. We knew it was happening. It's not like all of a sudden it was like, where'd Mom go? You know? But it was like, I mean, you can't get that back. She's just gone.
It sucks.
And you get over it. As time goes on, you end up getting over it, and every once in a while you'll think about stuff and, you know, reminisce or whatever.
But here's what I say, though. You do get over it, for sure. Like, I don't sit around pining for Mom all the time. But what I do is every once in a while it hits me real hard. Because I was real close with Mom, and I'm not real close with my dad, not in a real way. Like, we talk all the time and stuff, but we're not close.
I wasn't close with her.
No, but you were closer with her than you think. She's the only parent you ever had.
Yeah. But I wasn't all, like, you know, best friends or nothing.
Yeah. Well, she used to tell me all the time he should have been an abortion. But, no. So
I agree.
and she's anti-abortion. She's like, but that one?
Yeah.
No, but so I think about sometimes there'll be like a situation that my wife isn't... Maybe some people are way closer with their wives, but my wife isn't on a wavelength where certain conversations just aren't going to work with her. We're just not intellectually on the same level.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm smarter than her, but just in the way that I'm smart or want to speak, she isn't there on that.
Yeah.
So that's out of the question. Me and you
definitely
pretty rarely have like deep, serious talks. And I'm glad we don't. I don't want to come over and be like, you know, fucking life, man. You know, I'd rather just make fun of midgets and stuff. But so me and my mom would have long talks, and that's gone, and I miss that sometimes. But it doesn't affect my life that I know of. But you always say that, but you don't know what your life would have been like if she was here the last 20 years.
What I see is, though, is like my kids not having like a grandparent that way, you know?
Yeah, that does suck.
Like, they don't have either.
Do you talk about her a lot with them?
Yeah, we talk about it every once in a while, and they want to like go to the, you know,
the grave.
Yeah, we haven't done that, but
yeah,
I was waiting for them to get a little older, and we'll go do that because they're not going to know what's going on.
Well, see, for my son, he puts making me laugh ahead. And he's like naturally like edgy and funny, and it sucks sometimes because he'll say things like he told me one time, he said something about hugging his mom. He's like, if you wanted to hug your mom, you'd have to get a shovel. And he didn't, it didn't hurt my feelings. I just didn't want... He can say that to me, and it's funny. I get where he's coming from.
He goes and says that to,
But he thinks it's okay to say that to somebody whose mom died.
Yeah, if he were to say that to his mom...
To his mom, yes, because her mom's dead, too.
Yeah.
She would be devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he'll make jokes like that, though. I mean, it's crazy.
Because he doesn't have a grandma.
No, he don't have a grandma. And he has...
I didn't realize that, yeah.
But he has his two actual grandpas, and then a couple of other, old people that are, surrogate grandparents. So, but he's mentioned, he said before one time, kind of sad, he's like, I don't have a grandma. And I was like, yeah, fuck grandma. I just kind of made a joke out of it. But, yeah, he asked me sometimes, but he gets confused so our mom's name was Terry. And so to him, I call her Grandma Terry. And he gets her confused with our grandma who is alive, but her brain doesn't work anymore. So every once in a while, I'll be like, yo, Grandma Terry used to do this. He's like, Grandma Terry, we went to her house when the storm came. And I was like, no, that's Granny. He's like, Grandma Terry's the one that died. And I was like, yes. And then he's like, oh, okay. So I try to keep that alive. But, if you die, when you die, I don't know, I'm going to go hang out with your kids and dude, one time your dad, you know what I mean? I guess I'll do that. I guess that'll be an obligation, and I'll enjoy it. But, you know, I mean, dude, I think about...
I'll have to do the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm dead, you're going to have to go to Colin and be like, dude, one time your dad, and just tell stories. He drank a Code Red at 9/11. He's like, that story sucks.
I might go back and listen to 106.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever said this is episode 106.
No, but it is. Yeah, well, that is a thing, though, that we have that a lot of people don't, is that when we're dead, our pretty deep thoughts, my personality is out there forever.
Yeah.
If you want to know about me, this is me pretty stripped down. I don't pull back. I don't hold back. I try to be funny for sure, but when I'm not being funny, when we're talking, I'm not trying to look cool. I'm not trying to present anything.
They're like, yeah, good job. We got it.
Yeah, we're not imagining you.
We picked up on that one loud and clear.
Right? But if our kids, one of these days, a long time away, they're gonna have fucking no telling, depending on when we die, thousands of hours of our personalities and our stories. I mean, that would be. Could you imagine if you had moms?
It's like a partnership journal.
Yeah,
almost. But it's just joking most of the time.
Well, there's a lot of jokes, but you're gonna know, because you can think back now, and it's hard to pick. Even though you were 19 when Mom died, it's hard to grasp her essence. You'll think oh yeah, remember how Mom used to do this, and you'll put it together. They're gonna have it easy because they're gonna be like, oh, what was Uncle Jeremy like, or what was Dad like, and they listen and they're like, oh, okay, they were terrible people.
You're like, they said midgets.
Yeah.
Right?
I think when they were really little, they robbed an apartment. But it is awesome, though, because I think about dying. Because, I mean, look, like I said, I'm not far from how old... I'm 9 or 10 years away from how old Mom was when she died. You know, and about the same away, or less than that, from when my dad had 2 major heart attacks and almost died.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think about it all the time. And I had kids relatively late, or had a kid relatively late, and I know but I want him to be grown when I die. So I'll have no shame if I die and he's 30.
We need to either start taking care of ourselves better or record more podcasts.
More podcasts.
Right? You're like, podcasts and cheeseburgers. Right? But, all right, anyways, this has been episode 106. Please subscribe, go on to whatever platform you're listening to this on, and comment any kind of thing you can. Please let us know. Go ahead and spread it. Go to the next bathroom stall, take a Sharpie, and write the Bad Vibe Podcast on there. So that way the next person in there shitting or pissing sees us.
Yeah, that's right. And think of us when there's something exiting your asshole.
Yes.
Or entering.
Anyways, yeah, this has been episode 106.
Yeah.
If you were listening to this, you are the Bad Vibe.